I know I'm going to heaven. I'm looking forward to it with great anticipation because of what Jesus did on that cross. He died for us, but he was raised by God. I found during the latter years of my life, when I've had sicknesses and been in the hospital and so forth, there's a peace that just resides there and stays there that I cannot explain.
We all die.
I know I'm going to heaven. I'm looking forward to it with great anticipation because of what Jesus did on that cross. He died for us, but he was raised by God. I've found during the latter years of my life, when I've had sicknesses and been in the hospital and so forth, there's a peace that just resides there and stays there that I cannot explain.
We all die. I'm not going to escape it. I don't want to escape it. I want to go. The vast majority of my life has already been lived. My record has already been made. I don't have very much longer. I know that.
Some of my closest friends and relatives, and especially my wife, are already in heaven. And because of the hope we have in Jesus, we can all be in heaven someday forever.
A radical change must take place before you can get into heaven, before you can be accepted by God. You say, well, what do I have to do? You must repent of sin. You repent and you believe. Believe in Christ and you receive him in your heart and say, Lord Jesus, come in, and he'll come in. You don't have long. You'll be in eternity, and the decision you make tonight may decide where you'll be.
And anybody can believe. A blind man can believe. A deaf man can believe. An old person can believe. A young person can believe. And that word believe means commit. I commit my life totally to him.
This show is important to understand what we know as Miss Dior today. My name is Maisie Williams, and I play Catherine Dior, the muse and little sister of Christian Dior, known today for inspiring Miss Dior perfume. But what many people don't know is that Catherine was also a war hero and a concentration camp survivor. I came to this show being a huge fan of Dior as a fashion house. They had a lot to tell me about Catherine and Dior's family. It is such an incredible story. She joined the French Resistance and severs almost every part of herself in order for others to live. After the war, she has to repair pieces of herself. She wanted to create something beautiful out of the despair. Catherine really represented a lot of compassion and care and love to Christian.
I made something.
Perfume. She helped him create this empire through some of the most painful moments in history.
My inspiration.
Her story is not necessarily one of beauty, but one of resilience and survival.
I am honored to meet you, Miss Dior.
To find the human, relatable story was very important and a huge justice to these people. We get to highlight that in this show. So do everything you can. Share this film, support Indigenous-led reforestation, and speak up for the Amazon. Change starts with connection, and tonight, you being here is the start of that journey. So thank you all so much for being here, and together, we can all be guardians.
Why should people care about the Amazon?
Why should people care that we have functioning ecosystems? I would just tell them to cover their mouth and nose for a few minutes and then see how quickly they care about air. We get our produce and meat and food from a grocery store where it's been brought to us. We don't have to go out into nature. We have this huge problem where humans are more concerned with technology and whether or not we're living in a simulation. They're forgetting the basic facts of how this game works. And when you're in the Amazon, you can see those basic facts, the gears of the game really clearly. And each large tree in the Amazon is actually producing water, is pumping water up out of the ground into the air every single day. And so that's why we need to protect this forest. It goes down to the fact that we've lost about 17 to 20% of the Amazon rainforest to date, and people warn that if we keep losing that much of the Amazon, we could break that moisture cycle to the point where the Amazon cannot replenish itself. And then you're going to see this rapid drying effect where the Amazon is going to change from a rainforest to something else. And then global weather patterns are going to change. Rain patterns are going to change. It's going to throw off farming in all different areas. What that becomes is political instability, inability of people to know what's going to happen next. Again, we've depended on the regularity of the seasons of rains to come for our crops. If all of this gets thrown off, it massively affects industry. And there's a beautiful Carl Sagan quote that says that if you can't breathe the air and drink the water, then nothing else you're interested in is going to happen.
Why should people care about the Amazon?
Why should people care that we have functioning
Hi, I'm Maisie Williams, and I'm so excited to share that I am now a WWF Global Ambassador. Our love of nature unites us. Like me, I'm sure every one of you has been inspired, absorbed, and amazed by the natural world. We've watched it grow, we've witnessed its amazing power to regenerate, we've marveled at its ability to thrive in almost every place on Earth. But nature is also so much more. It's our life support system, our home. We need it now more than ever before, but it needs our help. That's why I want us to come together to call for the restoration of our planet. So join me. Join the fight for our world.
God, but hold it firmly, knowing he is faithful and will fulfill his promises. The Lord's Prayer found in Matthew 6, 9:13 and Luke 11, 2-4. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. In Jesus Christ's name, amen.
Love wins. I love you, Buttercup. Maisie Williams. And I will always love you, Buttercup. Maisie Williams, you my everything.
I got involved with the Matthew Project.
I see trees, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies crying. I watched them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh yeah. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies crying. I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh yeah.
Who did you love? What did you love character-wise? Like, yeah.
Bark. Wee. That does feel like a theatre game. The whole like first 10 minutes of this film, when Emma is being like a adult baby, does feel like a big theatre game, improvisation game. I thought that her performance was really, really wicked. At the beginning, I was like really struggling to get on board, and I'm a huge fan of Emma's work, and I always have been, and there's every single thing she's done I've really loved. And then when I sat down to watch it, and I was like, oh my God, do I not love it? You know, I was like panicking a little bit that I wasn't going to love it. But it's just something you kind of have to break through. Like, it is just a quirk of the film, and like you have to just get on board with it. And I felt as soon as I mean, it passed after only a couple of minutes. And then I just, found her so entertaining. And I mean, all of the characters, actually. I thought Mark Ruffalo's accent was questionable, but
I thought it was so, I as soon as he started talking, I was like, oh, no. And then I was like, oh my God, I love it.
Yeah.
Because he is kind of, I don't know, sleazy and a bit of a caricature anyways. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I struggled with it, but tell me.
I was really intrigued why the whole lead cast was American and not British, when this is like a very heightened version of, like, Willem Dafoe is Scottish.
Yeah.
Emma Stone is from London. Mark Ruffalo is this British accent.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that the actors were. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, I know one of the casting associates, and I asked her, was there like a reason why all of the actors were American? Is it because Yorgos Lanthimos is trying to do this like thing about Britain being like this heightened version of like people pretending to be British? And but anyway, she didn't reply. But what I was going to say was, I also felt the same way about Emma Stone, but even from the trailer, I was like, oh, I don't know, because I'm not really into older actors playing. I think it's so easy to get wrong. Older actors playing like very young or, you know, that kind of demeanor. But it wasn't until I completely got swept away with the performance. It wasn't until, though, I saw Margaret Qualley trying to do a very similar character towards the end that I was like, Emma Stone is incredible what she's done with that performance, because Margaret Qualley's amazing. But if we had watched the whole film of Margaret Qualley trying to be this young brained woman, it would have been so awkward and uncomfortable, even though she's great.
Well, I'm going to give you a bit of a background about how the film came about. So Yorgos read the book at like around 2011, or like a bit before that. Then he met the author Alistair in 2011, and then Alistair was like, "Yeah, I like you. I'd be happy for you to have the rights to the book." And then at that point, Yorgos hadn't made an English language film yet. He just made Alps, which was his film after Dogtooth, I believe. Then he was working with Element Pictures, who is Ed Guiney and Andrew Lowe, and they had, so this is like jumped to 2016. They had like joined up with Yorgos to start work on The Favourite. And that was like going to be their first film that they were going to do together, but because it took so long to develop, and it's like it needed a big budget. In the meantime, Yorgos pitched The Lobster, and then they made that. And then The Favourite still didn't take off because of schedule. I think like Olivia Colman and Emma Stone were like, it didn't work out scheduling wise. So then he pitched Killing of a Sacred Deer, and they made that in the meantime. And then they finally got to The Favourite. That obviously did amazing. And then because that did so well, he was able to get the bigger budget and then make Poor Things. And then Poor Things was kind of like always in the background throughout all of those other films, which I think is really cool. That like, I bet that happens quite often, that people like a filmmaker will have that aim and do all these other things, which will eventually make that massive thing happen.
That's so cool, and kind of funny, because I was like, this film feels like it's really switching it up for him, but actually this is like a movie that he's wanted to make for so long. So, but cool that it's made finally, and nice that it kind of took this long, because he got the budget and he spent it well, and it does look really wicked. And maybe it would have been kind of a different vibe if he had have made it earlier in his career.
Well, maybe that's also why everything feels so together, even though everything's so fantastical. Because for me, obviously, as you know, I find it quite hard to be sucked into a world that is quite fantastical and not really easily placed. I like to really understand who things are and where things come from. But this maybe feels different for me because it was so well developed. Maybe he had such a long time to think about all these different elements and all the detail in them that it needed all of that time. What was the budget?
Can I get some guesses?
Ooh. Oh, God.
25?
60.
35 million. Yeah. And I've also did a bit of research on his previous films' budgets as well.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I just wanted to see how he had leveled up every time. Can we do some guesses on favourite?
25.
20.
15.
Wow.
So he really did level up there. And I couldn't find Killing of a Sacred Deer, but The Lobster was 4 million.
Wow.
And then Dogtooth was 250,000 euro.
Cool.
Wow.
Like, yeah.
Love it.
So he's really has like leveled up, which I think is really cool. And I think that he has done it, like not only has he leveled up in budget, like you say, he makes the most of the budget that he has.
Yeah.
It's just an incredible storyteller.
Yeah, I just think that I wanted more of the dynamic between the brothers and then the brothers with the dad and then the brothers with the mum. Like, I just really felt like I was missing that feeling so as I could get inside of the world with them.
I think it was a real, it could have been a choice, but it could have been a missed opportunity potentially.
Yeah.
And that might be performance based or it might be script based.
Yeah.
That it's not in there for him to do. Are we talking about the dad in particular with this?
Yeah, mostly. I think his dynamic with them, I've sort of brought it up a number of times in this episode. I think it's just something I've got to watch again and really sort of like get into. But I just couldn't ever tell where I was supposed to sit. And maybe that's just my problem, is that I want it to be spelled out to me. But yeah, I don't know, I just missed that.
Yeah.
Myself. But it could have been a choice, and that's fine. Like, do your choice.
So the film throughout, it has like we're in the real world. And like stick to this gorgeous style and tone. But there's one part, the dream sequence, which I think you touched on earlier, that feels quite, well, it's definitely otherworldly.
Yeah.
Otherworldly.
Yeah.
which is quite otherworldly. And just like it stood out for me in the film, not as something that I loved, but I was just like, oh, this is different.
The afterlife bit.
The afterlife bit, yeah.
Yeah.
And I just wondered your thoughts on that. Yeah.
Like, loved that bit. And I agree, it was like came from nowhere, and I was just like, why? But at the same time, just like, I felt like, maybe that's when the moment that I felt these brothers, like that love, like, which you are kind of starved of. And maybe that's brilliant, you know, for it to be that moment. But, and their little brother, who's their big brother, who's like 5, like, this is the thing, like, it is beautiful, but I just wasn't crying, but I was going like that, you know.
Do you think that was, maybe this is like an obvious thing to you, but it didn't occur to me at all. He said that's probably Kevin looking at his dead brother thinking that's where he is.
Right. This is also what my friend Sarah said. She was like, is that supposed to be like what he's imagining in his head?
For where
when
he's gone.
looking at, exactly.
Yeah.
Which
That's
is also really beautiful.
Yeah, that's what I think it is.
Rather than it just being like a random afterlife heaven moment.
But I do think that was quite, I don't know, I didn't love it, but but it was nice. I think the little brother, he's the oldest brother, isn't he? But he's like still 6, did you say? It kind of made me go, like,
laugh.
Not as in like laugh. which I know, I know, which is awful. But
No,
I
I
was just
get
like,
it.
oh, it's quite bizarre. Like this poor, he's like stuck in that. I don't know. That's actually like really grim. But it just like I found it quite jarring in a weird way.
A little, but also because Jeremy Allen White had his foot back. So I was like, what are the rules of this heaven that we have over here?
Oh.
You know,
Yeah, no.
like not that it's a moment about that, but the fact that my brain went there, it
Yeah.
does mean something. I was like, how come he's got a foot back?
Yeah.
But he
But-
is still a baby.
Is the foot? Oh yeah, because you see him walking outside.
Yeah, he like
Yeah.
looks at his feet and he's like,
Yeah, we're back.
we're back.
Yeah.
Yeah, just wondering, can we clean up, Sean Durkin, can we clean up the rules of heaven, please?
Yeah.
How are we there the way that we imagine we want to be there? Tell me.
Yeah, let us know.
Apparently, this...
I'm just Megan Fox in heaven. Sorry.
So apparently that scene was quite a hard sell to the like financiers, producers,
Sure.
whoever. But it was just something that Sean really wanted to include. Yeah. Because he wanted to visualize the sense of their connection.
Yeah,
And it'd be
and
like a release.
There we
and-
go.
Yeah.
And I felt that, and that's what I wanted. I was really searching for, and so I liked the choice. I really do. It did it for me.
Good.
There was things that didn't, but I liked that one.
Yeah. I'm glad.
Can I ask a question? Were the real, well, Kevin, if he's the only surviving member of the family, was he involved at all in the process of making?
So I don't think he was involved in the making, but he did watch it afterwards and he really loved it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, him and his sons, I think, went to see it maybe at one of the premieres, and yeah, it went down really well, which is really nice. Yeah. But one thing that Sean Durkin did say that I found interesting, he was like, yeah, he loved it, Kevin did, but I wasn't making it for him. And like, he wasn't fussed, he wasn't going to be fussed either way, but I know that Zac Efron was really, really pleased to hear that. So it's just interesting.
So Zac Efron didn't work with the real Kevin to find the character?
I
or
don't think so, no.
Just went through source material.
I think so, yeah.
Amazing.
Okay, so this film didn't get any nominations for anything this year. It also didn't really go to any festivals. It premiered late December last year, 2023. So just, wanted to discuss that. Does that surprise you?
It like does in a way, because I do feel like there's a sort of like rhythm to a lot of these things, and it isn't always, I feel like there's a rhythm, and this film is like awards material. It's got the cast, it's a true story, it's Sean, who's like had a lot of success before, you know, it's like a lot of things going for it, but I feel my experience was like not like the most positive one, and so I get it. I get why it didn't like quite, because just because it's got the cast and because it's based on a true story and because it's Sean doesn't mean that it should go to right. But it's just we're so used to the same names kind of popping up.
But interestingly, like none of those names have been. I think that was partly maybe why it wasn't nominated, because like Sean, Zac Efron, only Harris Dickinson is the only one.
I mean, he's not been in film stuff. But
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it was like, it would have been a step up. I don't know if you want to call it up. It would have been a different step for a lot of those names.
Then, maybe that's it then.
Yeah. Maybe, well, probably not entirely, but partly. Maybe.
Yeah.
I also think it's been a really strong year. Like there's a lot of really amazing, incredible contenders, and potentially if it was another year, then maybe there would be a Best Supporting Actor or a Best Actor nomination. But
it's weird they didn't do like festivals though.
Yeah, so
that's such a festival movie.
And
where
because
did it premiere? Just
well,
like a premiere?
They just did a premiere. So that's what I found really interesting, because it's A24 as well, who have like seemed really strategic with what they do.
When did they come on board?
They produced it, so I'm guessing that
from the outset.
Well, I think so. I don't know for sure. I think they did though,
because they quite often come in at the end and buy a movie, and then market it, and then it does well.
Yeah.
So it could have been one of those.
But even so, I think that they're like so strategic in how they do market a film or where they send it to festival wise, or what like awards they try get it into. It's like maybe that just wasn't the plan for this, and they were just like, it's going to be a commercial film.
Yeah,
which is interesting in itself.
It feels like I'm kind of having like Spring Breakers flashback. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like really against type casting, big like fun names, like kind of I don't know, it just feels like there's like a parallel between those two movies in some way.
Yeah.
Like not like themes or anything, but there's something about it that feels kind of strict, which was their breakout movie, 84.
Yeah, which I actually only watched recently.
And what did you think?
So good. I loved it so much.
James Franco's in it as well, right? Yeah, I know the one.
Spring Break.
He plays the
I'm
like,
thinking of the wrong
gangster
film.
guy.
No,
Spring Break.
no, I'm Palm Springs.
Oh no, that's a different film.
Different film.
That's Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah,
Is it?
No, it's not.
No.
Wait, A24 did Spring Breakers. No,
Yeah,
they
with
didn't.
Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez is in it. Vanessa Hudgens. Oh my god, maybe that's also the parallel. Vanessa Hudgens and Zac Efron. They just need to get Ashley Tisdale.
Oh no, I was thinking
in
of the wrong
a
film.
thriller about a female hit bodyguard. I don't know. I'm just trying to do against type.
When I went onto Zac Efron on IMDb, I felt really sad for him because it said known for 17 again. Like, you know, when it says what they're...
That's a good film.
It is a good film,
movie.
but I'm
One of
like,
his best.
he's done so much more since that. I feel like that's so mean.
But
Or maybe
this-
that's because I've just looked up 17 again before.
No, I
Great
feel
film.
like,
Story checks out, to be fair. I'm excited to see now what he gets after this.
Yeah.
Yes.
We got to put him in something.
So, can I get a guess on the budget, please?
I'm going to say 15. No, I'm going to say 15 or 20. I'm going to say 15 then.
I'm going to say 9.
15.9 million.
Wow.
Yeah. And
15.9.
yeah. On the opening weekend, it got nearly 5 million. And then now, but it is still in cinemas whilst we're recording this, but now gross worldwide is 40 million. So doing great.
They'll all work again.
Yeah, they will. I mean, speaking of Zac Efron next, which you just asked before. So he is going to be in a celebrity thriller called Famous, made with Black Bear, who we love, and from director Jodie Hill.
Who's Black Bear, please?
Black Bear is a great production company who also produced Naiad that we're doing for
there we go.
time, and some other great things. And I couldn't find what all of the actors are doing next, but Harris Dickinson will be in the new Steve McQueen film, Blitz.
Amazing.
Yeah, really
okay,
cool.
Great.
Yeah. Okay, I've got some really quick little letterbox reviews that I wanted to share.
Oh, please.
Kenzie Vanuna said, "This is Little Women, but for boys."
Little boys.
Little boys.
And then a kind of similar one, Tyler says, "This is basically the Virgin Suicides, but for boys." Interesting. Hyduck said, "This is the feel bad movie of the year."
I'm going to use that from now on.
Yeah.
Feel scared movie of the year.
Dylan Troyskin said, "When your family curse is just the mere existence of your father."
Ooh. Ouch.
Real at me next time.
And Regal said, "Practicing the iron claw on my popcorn."
Good. Great.
For free. These people are so funny.
But yeah, so what were your final thoughts, gals?
I'm really glad to have spoken about it more with you. And I feel like the hesitations that I had are not a reflection of the movie and more a reflection of like my own agenda of what I need in order to like get into a story. when I can't just like seamlessly see myself as like the leading character. Because at the end of the day, I am a narcissist. So, yeah, but I really appreciate hearing your guys' thoughts, and I actually like really want to watch it again now, which I hadn't felt before. So.
Yeah, I also will be watching this one again, definitely. And it's also just made me want to rewatch The Wrestler, Darren Aronofsky. It just, if you are missing like an emotional pull, like if you watch a wrestler like that, will get you. I love seeing this antithesis between like a toxic masculinity and like what is behind that, and just secretly really want all the boys in my life, men in my life, to cry in front of me at least once, just so I can like see them as real emotional human beings that I see all of my female friends as well. Yeah. But that's a personal goal. But I love this, and I am so excited to see what Zac Efron does next.
Yeah. No, I like agree with both of you, because I didn't absolutely love it, but now that I've spoken about it, but I wanted to, and I definitely didn't hate it, and I still don't. But also because maybe it wasn't made for us, and because like we haven't experienced toxic masculinity in our life. Well, no, I haven't. I don't really know that we can experience that.
Yeah.
So maybe it's that it wasn't for us to. It's okay that we didn't feel that, because I've seen some amazing reviews of this, and I think a lot of people do really love it. So because I've been really trying to understand why didn't it have that effect on me?
Yeah, it's just maybe something that like nuanced relationship with the dad that doesn't have to be overtly like a negative one. Like for a lot of men is just like so relatable, and they just feel, people who have seen that like sort of toxic masculinity.
If only one of us was male, then we could say, you know, if those things do hit home. Yeah. I think for me, watching films like this, like we've spoken a few times about The Wrestler and how much I love that film, and it's that is what I find emotional about something like this, because you don't see this much emotion in male films, sports films, you know, that are, it's all bravado, especially wrestling. They're all like speaking to the mic and I'm a man, you know?
Yeah.
And then to like see this behind the scenes of what's going on, that for me is what really hits it, even though I don't relate to it necessarily. Just think about the men that I know in my life who might be overtly stoic, and everybody has like so much going on and this breadth of emotion that they won't let out.
Tragic.
I like sad.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thanks so much.
Thank you
for the chats. Thanks so much for listening. Follow us for more on TikTok and Instagram. We are at Frank Film Club. You can also email us on filmclub@rap.world if you want to send in your thoughts. We love to hear your thoughts. On YouTube, please can you like and subscribe, because it really helps us, and follow us on wherever you get your podcast.
This is a podcast.
This is a podcast.
Thanks so much for joining us on this week's episode. Next week, we're going to be speaking about May, December, which you can go and watch now on Sky, Now TV if you're in the UK, and it's on Netflix if you're in the US. Anywhere else, can't help you. You have to Google it. Can't wait to see you next week. It's going to be great chats. See you then.
This podcast was presented by Wrapped.
Hang on a minute. Let me just rewind. I was not expecting this to be based on something which I already had a really big knowledge on.
Oh,
did
really?
you?
Yeah.
I didn't know anything.
No, neither.
Oh.
I didn't know that it was based on something real. I thought that it was just a fictional story.
And do you know now?
Well, sort of, like, I read a little bit, but I don't know much about the real story. I haven't done a huge dig on it.
No, that's good.
I knew that it was based on truth, but this was the first time I was finding out the story.
Wow. Okay. I went down a rabbit hole with this story. And now that I'm like piecing things back together, I'm like, did they release or push a lot of these videos of the real life couple who this is loosely based on? It's not a biopic.
Mm-hmm. So actually, maybe I don't know this full thing. So was the actress, is the acting part true? Like Natalie Portman's character, is that part true?
Well, I couldn't find out the information for that, but there was this really funny looking TV movie which was made about Mary Kay Letourneau and Vili Falau, which the story is based on, called All American Girl.
Right.
So choosing to explore it through the eyes of an actor could be based on the fact that someone did make a movie about them way back. But we don't know if this is something that actually happened with the real woman, like having an actor come into her home.
I couldn't find that out. I don't think it is true. So, shall I tell you the full thing about? Okay. So, Mary Kay Letourneau and Vili Falau, same age difference. So I think he was 12 or 13 and she was 35 or 36 when they first had sex. But how they met is different. So in this story, Joe and Gracie meet because they both work in a pet store. But Mary Kay Letourneau and Vili Falau met because she was his teacher. Their relationship started after she was his teacher, but who cares? But that's how the relationship started. And the reason why I knew this story, and it dawned on me when I was watching it, is because there was loads of TikTok videos, probably like 6 months ago, and they've got like a few interviews where they speak to each other because they ended up getting married in the end, like same thing as this story. And it's them speaking and being interviewed. And then it just dawned on me, I was watching, I was like, this sounds like that case. And it is. Yeah.
It's mad, isn't it?
And she's just as away with the fairies really as.
But how does that happen? And she went to prison.
She did go to prison.
Right, yeah, but they still stayed together.
Yeah.
Do you know how long she was in prison for?
I can't remember. I think she came out of prison. She got pregnant. She came out of prison and they had an order on her that she wasn't allowed to see Vili Falau. And she got pregnant with him again during that time. And then I think she went back to prison. And then he
was of age.
Yeah.
And then they got married.
Yeah.
That's mad that she got out twice. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. That's mad.
I really recommend digging out this one interview in particular with an Australian journalist, where the power dynamic is like electric, and that's why it's so memorable. The way that she speaks to Vili, like the real couple, the way she speaks to him is very there's a power dynamic there which is really uncomfortable to watch.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
Oh god.
So this story, May December now, is based on that. However, I've not really seen Todd Haynes say anything about that connection, and maybe I haven't like dug enough. So it's not like it hasn't been.
Maybe that's a legal thing.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Because I had also, in everything that I've seen, like there's been that link, and that it is kind of based on that. But yeah, that's interesting that it hasn't been spoken about directly. Yeah.
I'd say that's probably a legal thing. Just from the very limited knowledge I have of like what we do. Yeah, I think if there's gonna be like a defamation, like, you know, whatever, then.
And maybe by not acknowledging it, it gives him more creative license to just
tell whatever story because
it's which is, I'm assuming, is what it's ultimately become, because it's not tied to anything.
Yeah,
he's just kind of like, become this.
But choosing to tell this story through the eyes of an actor coming in to play her as a character, like, really, really amazing. And that was the part that I think, in recommending it to you, I just thought that you would love, because it's just like such a fun part of what we do, that part of filmmaking, and you get to really see into that in this film. And once again, we're referencing Inception. The last 3 episodes. Have we? Am I going mad?
Yeah, we have.
No, we have.
Yeah. Crazy.
This broadcast is brought to you by Rap.
But then I'm also just don't think that experiment, like, she had a baby pulled out, and I'm like, maybe something.
Maybe the
I
womb
feel like
ain't
there's an
wombing.
excuse for her not to have periods.
Oh, okay. I was just trying to think how and why would you do that? But then maybe it could be like she's a child and she's trying to understand what this is. So it could have been in there, but
yeah. An interesting point.
Very.
Yeah. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Frank Film Club, where today we're going to be speaking about The Zone of Interest, which was written and directed by Jonathan Glazer, and it is based on a novel by the same name by Martin Amis. It is starring Christian Friedel and Sandra Hüller, and it is about the commandant of Auschwitz, Rudolf Höss, and his wife Hedwig, and it follows them as they strive to build a dream life for their family in a house and garden right next to the camp. At the time of recording this, you can watch it in the cinema, but I'm not sure where it's going after this. Coming up in this episode, we're going to be talking about Jonathan Glazer's visual storytelling and the cinematography style that he likes to use in all of his movies. We're going to talk about the narrative structure and how they juxtapose this with the themes of the movie. And we're also going to touch on the audience reception and the controversy around this movie. But before we dive into this, let's have a catch up. What okay, so great to unpack with you both. What are your final thoughts?
I really think that Jonathan Glazer has done such an amazing job at making, well, all 3 of us here, but I'm sure a lot of people take away something which will stick in people's brains from a film. It's really hard to do that. And I think the techniques that he's used, if we're going to speak about it like that, have really helped that. But there's just something in his filmmaking anyway that is very memorable, and I'm just glad that he's applied it to something so important. So I just feel awful and I did when I watched it, and I feel awful talking about it now, and but I'm glad that we did chat about it because it's important.
Yeah, agree. I'm so glad that we've spoken about it, because it's not an easy chat. It's so easy. It's way easier to chat about a film that's fun to talk about. And I think, so I'm really, really glad that we've spoken about this, as horrible as it has been. But yeah, an amazing film for like the most horrible reasons. Yeah.
If you've been affected by any of the topics that we have discussed in this episode and you would like to donate to organisations who are doing great work all around the world at the moment, then we can recommend donating to Save the Children, Doctors Without Borders, and War Child.
Thank you so much for joining us for this week's episode of Frank Film Club. Next week, we're going to be talking about The Holdovers, which was directed by Alexander Payne. And you can watch it, rent or buy it on Amazon or on Apple TV or wherever you rent or buy your films. So go and watch, get a cup of hot chocolate or bowl of soup, and then join us back here next week.
This podcast was presented by Wrapped.
Final thoughts on Poor Things.
I want that wardrobe. I want that wardrobe all day, every day. And I want that hair too.
Yeah, I want that bedroom and house and all the sets. I just... and the sex.
Great.
Yeah.
I love this film. I've not been as excited to speak about a film as this one for a long time, and actually having the conversation, it went in a much more exciting direction than I even thought it was going to go in. I think Yorgos Lanthimos is definitely one of my favorite directors, and he's doing another project with Emma Stone.
Yeah. It's already shot. I think it's in post.
Yeah. Wow. Do you know anything about it?
No, just that. Oh yeah, Emma Stone was a producer on this as well, by the way. You might have already known that. And so, sure.
Bravo.
Go her. Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to see that, whatever it is.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Great. Well, this has been great.
Yay. Fabulous.
Yeah. Same time next week. Thank you. This was lovely. Next week, we will be back with more Frank Film Club.
Thanks so much for joining us for this episode. Next week, we're speaking about everyone's hot topic over Christmas time, I feel. Saltburn, directed by Emerald Fennell. You can go and watch it on Amazon Prime, so make sure you go and do that. Enjoy the hell out of it, and then come back here and we will chat about it next week.
Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, then please like and subscribe this channel and video. And let us know what you thought about the film as well in the comments. We'd love to know if you loved it, if you hated it. Yeah, tell us what you think.
This podcast was presented by Wrapped.
Because I get offers and they're like, we're shooting in 2 weeks. And you're like, who pulled out?
Yeah.
Who said that they didn't want to do it? And it does sometimes make you be a bit like, well, maybe it's not good enough for me. But then sometimes you're like, this is great. And then you're like, is it great? Oh my God. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes when you hear about that, yeah.
Yeah.
But it could also be because they couldn't find the right person.
Yeah. Okay, so the budget. I actually couldn't find what the budget was here, but I feel like we could do like a good estimate because I've seen a lot of conversations and them saying it was low budget. However, low budget indie, low budget studio. This is actually a studio film, so I'm feeling like, is it like 5 to 8 mil?
Oh my God, I was
Would
going to
you say
like,
more?
Yeah, I was
more
going
like
to just
10 more.
Yeah, I was going to just
20?
No, I was going to say 40.
Oh, wow.
Is that ridiculous?
I feel like for them,
That's ridiculous.
No, they've definitely said it was like, oh yeah, we had
Lower
to
than
stretch
that.
the pennies.
Okay.
And I'm like, I feel like they wouldn't say that if it was 40.
Yeah,
Otherwise, that'd be
yeah.
well dramatic.
Do you know what it is? It looks like 40.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they've really spent money like incredibly well.
It's got to be a lot though.
But maybe it is low. Would you say more like 10 or something?
Well, I'm just trying to think when we were having that meeting. And they were like, oh yeah, our lower budgets, I feel like was like 5 to 8 or 5 to 10.
You're right.
So I'm like, would it be that? But then that's very good to have done what they've done.
Yeah.
But it is her first feature.
It is her first
so
feature.
it would be low.
There's not like really famous people in it.
No, I'm sure they weren't, forking out millions and millions and millions on the leading cast.
So I don't know. It's a mystery to me.
Wow. Yeah.
Do you know my favourite part of this film was, I think I might have been South Asian in a previous life, because something about that music, it just does something to me.
When she did the dance
she's doing the dance.
The dancing was incredible.
So good. You just think about the production value on stuff like that, and you're like, yeah, it's got to be more than...
So good. Yeah. Love. Opening weekend got $800,000. So not that good. And then worldwide by now, they've got 2.6 million.
That's bizarre. Why?
But I don't know why this isn't on a streamer.
Right, because we had to pay for it, didn't we?
Yeah.
Why has no one snapped this up?
And it wasn't even paid to... I had to buy it, not rent it, which I thought was weird.
Yeah, I did too.
I don't know what all that's about.
This could have been... this could have been like... I don't know if it was working title that did like Run Fat Boy Run. She was like Simon Pegg.
I remember that.
You know what I mean? Like,
but I can't remember.
It's like really great British comedy.
Yeah.
We went and watched another working title film like last year, and it was, in my opinion, not it.
Yeah.
And it was marketed everywhere, and it was in all the cinemas, and I don't know how it did, but the cinema was packed when we were there.
Yeah, yeah, but it was like the smallest cinema in the country or something.
True.
There was 3 seats.
But still,
yeah. And I don't know, that it just really surprises me, because I feel like even the poster of this is so wicked. Like, why was it not pushed more?
Probably because that other film had Lily James in it, which is so infuriating because that's all that people are interested in.
It was just objectively like not as good a film.
No,
they should have spent their money promoting this one because it's so rewarding.
Yeah.
And that one was just like not progressive, not interesting. It was just like a bit, I don't know, it felt a bit fucking wrong, to be honest.
It did,
with you.
it felt really wrong. By the end of it, I was like, that was the whole way through, I was hoping that it wouldn't be that. Don't know what this film was called, so can't.
Yeah, can't remember what it was called, but.
I know the one you're talking about. That's such a shame. And I would love to know. Well, hopefully when it comes out on a streamer, it'll get like a really good audience and people will be brought to it. And hopefully people will listen to this episode, and when it comes, they'll go and...
Yeah, go and watch it. Tell your friends about it. This is a brilliant comedy, British comedy like movie.
Yeah.
It's like fantastic.
It is good fun.
And like we always talk about what we're sick of seeing in the cinema. Like, this is new.
This is new.
This is cool.
This is so new and very surprising. This is probably one of my surprises of the year that I've watched.
Love that.
Yeah.
Well, on Letterboxd, people are also kind of like feeling good about this film as well. Because I was unsure. I was like, is it? I don't know what these reviews are going to be like. But no, it was all really positive, which I'm really, really pleased about.
Yeah.
So Giaba gave it 3.5 stars and said, she's jealous because she won't be able to find a suitable husband. She has photos of a female martial arts artist on her wall. I don't think she's looking for one.
She's good.
Sydney gave it 4 stars and said, 1 hour, 45 minutes of hilarious women screaming, fighting, kicking, biting, crying, doubting, learning, reclaiming, hating, loving, and being the fury. So infectious and fun, an ultra stylized directorial debut by Nida Manzoor. Should be very proud of. Need to see more of Priya Kansara ASAP.
Yeah. Agree.
Love. And then Anna K. Aquaro gave it 5 stars and said, this is why we don't date mama's boys.
Yes.
Yeah. So excellent reviews all around.
Yeah, glistening. So good.
Okay, and next up for the filmmakers and actors, I actually couldn't find that much information here, but it looks like Nida Manzoor is writing on a new series called Do Not Disturb. I don't know what it's about though. So yeah. Ritu Arya is doing another season of the Umbrella Academy.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen her? I haven't seen that.
I saw the first couple of episodes of the first series.
And Priya Kansara is in a TV series coming up called Dope Girls.
Oh my God, is she in that?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, why? Do you know about it?
I know a few people who worked on it.
Oh, cool.
That's
okay.
great.
Nice.
Okay, exciting.
Yeah.
Love.
But yeah. So, girls, what are your final thoughts about this film?
Really loved hearing like what you thought about
the story structure and like your qualms with it. Completely hear you. Feel like I had a blast watching this. I want more people to have seen it. And I just want more movies like this to get made because I think it's brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like despite the qualms, I still feel like it was entertaining. This is all we asked for. We asked to be entertained, and I certainly was.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, proper entertained. It was a real surprise to me yesterday when I watched this. I think I had been meaning to watch this for so long, but do you know what? I probably hadn't seen it because it's not.
Yeah, because it's not available, really.
It. You know, I missed it in the cinema. Anyway, I missed it in the cinema, and then just have not really seen much of it since. So I'm so glad that we spoke about it and agree. Like, more people need to see this film so that more films like this get made.
Yeah,
that aren't like. Even though we've spoken about the things which feel a little bit formulaic, I just think like for the cast and for some of the twists and turns in it, and it's really. It feels very original to this filmmaker. As we spoke about, you didn't even realise that it was the director of We Are Lady Parts.
Yeah.
She's got that stamp.
Yeah.
I just think, you know, more like this.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, loved it. And like, oh, actually, I say loved it. And then before I said I'd be lying if I said I loved it.
Completely hear you. Feel like I had a blast watching this. I want more people to have seen it. And I just want more movies like this to get made because I think it's brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like despite the qualms, I still feel like it was entertaining. This is all we asked for. We asked to be entertained, and I certainly was.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. Proper entertained. It was a real surprise to me yesterday when I watched this. I think I had been meaning to watch this for so long, but do you know what? I probably hadn't seen it because it's not.
Yeah, because it's not available, really.
It. You know, I missed it in the cinema. I missed it in the cinema, and then just have not really seen much of it since. So I'm so glad that we spoke about it and agree. Like, more people need to see this film so that more films like this get made.
Yeah,
that aren't like. Even though we've spoken about the things which feel a little bit formulaic, I just think like for the cast and for some of the twists and turns in it, and it's really, it feels very original to this filmmaker. As we spoke about, you didn't even realise that it was the director of We Are Lady Parts.
Yeah.
She's got that stamp.
Yeah.
I just think, you know, more like this.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, loved it. And like, oh, actually, I say loved it. And then before I said I'd be lying if I said I loved it. Had a great time.
Yes.
Exactly.
Just love watching female relationships on screen. And like, there were so many amazing relationships to watch in this film, like good and bad ones. So yeah, so pleased.
Yeah.
Ever so pleased.
Fab.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for chatting with me about Polite Society Girls.
Thank you for planning a wonderful episode.
You're very welcome. If you want to hear more from us, please follow us on TikTok and Instagram. We are at Frank Film Club. You can also send us an email on filmclub@wrapped.world if you fancy. We love to hear all about your thoughts about the film as well. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. And if you're listening to us on wherever you find your podcast, please give us a follow so you can see when our next episodes come out.
Well, next week we've got a right treat. It's our last episode of the series, boo, but we're ending on an absolute banger. We put it out to the audience between 3 films, Bring It On, The Parent Trap and Spice World, and you all chose, well, not all of you, most of you chose Parent Trap, the 1998 version. So go and watch it. It's on Disney+. Join us back here next Wednesday for our final episode of the series. We will see you then. Woo!
This podcast was presented by Wrapped.
Because we are going to be speaking about the greatest love story ever told. My personal favourite of all time. It's actually not, but I'm going to say it because it's funny. Twilight. We're watching the first movie in the Twilight saga. Well, we've watched it already, and we're going to speak about it for you today. And I'm absolutely buzzing. And I hope you are too, because it's going to be a juicy episode. But first, before we get into all of this, how have you both been? What has your week been looking like? What are your stresses? What are your freedoms? How's things?
Things are good. What if I... Not that stressed, actually. Just, like, having a good time. Yeah, I've just been looking forward to chatting. Just, my highlight has been watching Twilight.
Yeah.
Because how could it not be?
My highlight has been watching Twilight and then spending the rest of the week thinking about Twilight and the youth of yesterday and if they are all right and what I was doing when Twilight came out and was I okay? And just generally just counting down the days to talk about this film.
I know, I'm so excited. We've discussed doing this film many times. So I'm going to have to just be honest and say that we're recording this episode last year, and last year is the 15-year anniversary of Twilight coming out. And that was sort of the reason why we finally pulled the trigger and said, like, let's do it. But since this is coming out, strikes, whatever, it's coming out later. So we're not going to make it a 15-year anniversary special, but just know that it's 15 years old, and do you know what? It's aging like a fine wine. Okay, so just a little bit of context. Twilight is based on a saga of books by Stephanie Meyer, or as I like to call her, Mother. The whole series of films has grossed over over $5 billion worldwide, which is kind of insane. But the first Twilight movie was released on November 21st, 2008. Best day of my life. And I didn't think that I was going to do a synopsis for this because I felt like everyone's seen this film. But actually, we're in the presence of someone who has watched this movie for the first time just for the podcast episode, which we'll get into later. So myself and Lowri have a lot of nostalgia around this film, but for Hannah, she watched it for the first time as an adult woman, and so I just can't wait to hear your thoughts, having not had, the memories of like teenage angst to like go like to sort of fuel you. But anyway, for anyone who hasn't seen Twilight, I will give you a brief synopsis, and this is a hilarious synopsis that I found online. Bella Swan is an average teenage girl who often goes unnoticed. However, her life changes for the better when she meets Edward Cullen, a vampire with dreamy eyes and skin that sparkles in the sunlight. That's it. That is the synopsis on Google, which is so funny. I found another one which says like 108-year-old vampire, but...
Well, that was the only difference.
Yeah, well, I mean, it didn't say the funny bit about sparkly skin, so I thought I'm going to say the other one. As I said, it released in 2008, and it grossed $35 million at the box office on its opening day, which is crazy. Whoa. Yeah, and has come to gross $3.3 million worldwide, and then the DVD was released on... Sorry, is this too much for right now?
No, it's great.
Sorry.
Hannah's just shocked by all the money that it is bringing in. I think it's because it was already a really successul book.
Okay,
yeah. The book was already big.
I was like, how has this picked up so much momentum in the first day? Everyone was like, quick, go now.
Yeah, the book was popular. The book was real popular. I have never read the book. Have you read the book?
Oh, I've read all the books multiple times.
Oh my gosh. Okay, wow. We have three very varied opinions coming to the table today. This is a juicy, juicy episode. But anyway, the DVD was released in 2009, and it grossed. Never really have been. Don't know why. I think I just love Edward. So.
Team Edward.
Yeah, anyway. Okay, well, some final thoughts from our audience. Sydney Bauer says, it showed that teenage love can have high stakes, and that's so validating for an age that is typically looked at as very naive. I'm also very critical of Twilight because the relationship is very toxic, and that makes the conversation around it so much richer.
You know what? I love that so much. And maybe that is what why everybody wanted it so much is because it's such a serious relationship. And I think just at that age, you want to be taken seriously. And that's like the point the whole way through. It's like, no, it's so serious.
The stakes are super high. It's life and death. And like, do you choose him or not? That's how love feels when you're 15.
Yeah, that is the thing that we were trying to talk about earlier.
Like, it's not just like a little teeny fancy.
It's not puppy love.
It's like, no, this is deep. I will die for
I
you.
know what love is, Mum. You don't. You don't even love Dad.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why people love it.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know who said that, but they just absolutely nailed it.
Sydney Bauer.
Sydney Bauer nailed it.
Yeah, you really know what's up. Incredible. Thank you everyone for writing in. And thank you, Stephanie Meyer, for this incredible story, and Catherine Hardwick for bringing it to the big screen. We are forever changed and will forever be grateful. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. We hope that you enjoyed it. Please write to us on Instagram, on our email. We're at Frankfurt Club or filmclub@rap.world. Tune in next week for another juicy episode. But for now, ha 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 ha.
Thanks so much for watching. Next week, we're going to be back and we are watching Poor Things by Yorgos Lanthimos. So give it a watch. I think it should be available on Disney Plus. At the moment, it's in cinemas when we're recording. But yeah, it should be there now. So go and have a watch and meet us back here next week. And thanks so much for listening.
If you'd like to see more videos like this, then please give us a like and subscribe, because it really helps our channel more than you could know. And get in touch with us in the comment section. Tell us if you liked the film, if you didn't like it. We'd love to know.
This podcast was presented by Wrapped.
This is for you, Margaret Williams, my wife. Thanks for the time that you're giving me. The memories are all in my mind. And now that we've come to the end of our rainbow, there's something I must say out loud. You're once, twice, 3 times a lady, and I love you. Yes, you're once, twice, 3 times a lady, and I love you. I love you. You've shared my dreams, my joys, my pains. You've made my life worth living for. And if I had to live my life over again, dear, I spend each and every moment with you. You're once, twice, 3 times a lady, and I love you. Yes, you're once, twice, 3 times a lady, and I love you. I love you. When we are together, the moments I treasure, with every beat of my heart. To touch you, to hold you, to feel you, to need you. There's nothing to keep us apart. You're once, twice, three times a lady. And I love you. You're once, twice, three times a lady. And I love you. Yes, you're once, twice, three times a lady. And I love